Talk to me, pick up. Come on, mate, come on!
Can you hear me, Rob? You've got to get moving. If anyone can make it, you can.
I love you.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido a Filmoteca Digital, bienvenida. Bueno, de verdad, no importa lo que pensemos de Everest, de la película Everest, la cual creo que cinematográficamente hablando es impecable, a nivel de fotografía y todo el rollo, nada más, es una historia real. Lo que me gustaría que vieran es a Karla Wheelock, la primera latinoamericana en escalar la cima del Everest, platicando con el elenco, y estas son las sorpresas que ocurrió, así es de que chequenlo, espero que les guste.
I don't do the right question. Don't blame me. I just climb mountains.
Okay, sure, no.
What's your name?
Yes. Well, it's Karla Wheelock. I'm a mountaineering from Mexico.
Just sit back for a second. Thank you.
Okay. Well,
Do you want to? Yeah, okay, so there you go.
well, it's an honor to meet you, and I really love how your role was as Helen.
Thank you.
And I have a question for you. How you feel to be the filter of all this emotion in this very hard moment?
Well, Helen said to me that it was the most important thing she'd ever done in her life. When she put the phone call, she patched Rob Hall through to his wife. And obviously the hardest thing she'd ever done. I think it's not her story, it's not her tragedy. They are very close friends of hers, but she is trying to not be in the way, just trying to, be out of the way, I guess. But she has to be in the room with them. Devastating. I think everybody who was in that situation suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. I think, they didn't sleep for days, and I think that must have made just like an extended trauma. Really, really tough. It was really tough.
When we were on mountains, we know that the base camp manager is like the brain of all of us, because we all have lack of oxygen when we're up and down. So the brain is your role.
Yes, the person saying, actually, yes, there is oxygen, or there is.
Because
Yeah,
you're gonna think.
look at the clock. Yeah.
Nobody wants to be there.
No. Have you ever thought about Everest? Have you done Everest?
I've been twice on Everest.
Oh my God.
I summited on 1999, and I was very close.
I want to ask you a question. So, what is it like standing on the summit? How do you feel?
You feel small, and you feel grateful, because you know that even when you're a very vulnerable human being, you can reach the highest, and you appreciate every word and every support that you receive for the people around. That's why your role is very important in the real life, because the person who's telling you go again, go back, or don't do this is like part of yourself. So being on the top is amazing, and I think this is a very moving movie. I was 3 times yesterday, and 99 and 98. It is amazing, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
I've seen a lot of pictures of you, and I think you have a very soul things to share with people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, nice to meet you.
Porter, I'm a climber.
Ah,
And I know very well Guy Cotter. And
do you really?
Yeah.
You know Guy?
yeah, we climbed together.
Did you?
Yes.
Where?
The last of the 7 summit, I did it with Adventure Consultants.
Did you
and
really? Which one was the last one?
The New Guinea.
Yep, yeah.
Karsten's
Beautiful, Custom
Pyramid.
Pyramids. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Karsten's
beautiful.
Karla, can you just say your name for me?
Yes, of course.
7.
7. Just like you said, 7.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, Karla Wheelock.
I can't believe you know Cotter.
Make sure you sit back for me.
Back.
Anytime you're ready.
Okay, Karla Wheelock from Mexico.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Well, I have many questions, but I would like to know, what do you learn from this experience and how close you get to the mountain? For us, it's like a teacher, and I always say that the mountain teaches a lot of things, and I would like to know your perspective now.
That's an interesting question. I will say off the top of my head, my limits. You know your limits. And not just physically, but like what you're prepared to sacrifice, what you're prepared to do. Because you understand once you're in the situation, or the place, or the altitude, or the weather, or whatever it is. So you learn not to be foolishly overconfident. You know, you got to keep honest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that your role has Rob Hall. I climb with Kiwis, and
they're good to climb with, aren't they? They really are. Connor's one of the best dudes out there, man. I don't know what I would have done with that guy.
But you got it. I mean, I can see when I was looking at you and I see Rob Hall. I mean, not only it's like a good acting that you are, but the real thing, like the inner.
Yeah, that was important to me to give across. You know, particularly the characteristics of Rob, the heart of Rob, and you know, there's a lot to try and put across in a film and whatever. You know, so you had to focus on certain things, but I loved it. I really, I loved it. I love the world. I love the story. I love the people. I love Guy's and Jan's and the New Zealanders' generosity. I love playing Rob. You know, I wrote back to Rob's brothers and family. You know, I love playing your brother. You know, I really did. I enjoyed it, going to the places and doing it and touching it and hanging out with Cotter. We had a laugh, man.
Yeah,
we really did.
You know, yesterday was his birthday, and
no.
Yes, and he's already, but he's in the mountain. He's in Kathmandu today.
Yes, because he's doing a lot of work. Yeah, he's bringing back a couple of Nepalese children to school in New Zealand. Yeah. Yeah, I've got to speak to Guy.
Yeah, well, he's a good friend.
Yeah.
But another question.
Yeah.
Will you think that we are crazy?
Climbers?
Yes, climbers.
No. I mean, good climbers, the people have been doing it. There's nothing crazy about them at all. They're not, you know, they're very watchful and careful and everything else. You know, there's the guy that wrote In Touching the Void? Joe Simpson.
Yes.
You know, his other books. I mean, what I think freaks even guys at your level out is that there's a randomness as well. If you do it for long enough, there's a randomness to, it doesn't matter what's going on, you can just draw the short straw, you know. Like the earthquake. I mean, Guy was there, with Brashears was there at Camp 1, you know, just there it goes. That's an avalanche, and that would have, you know. But there's not a craziness at all. There's a measuredness, you know.
I like you learn the main thing.
Yeah. Oh, no, you have to, yeah. If you don't listen, if you don't, you know. But that's the beauty, I think, of climbing, one step at a time, isn't it?
It is.
You know.
It's like life.
Yeah. And then, you know, then take the time to enjoy it and the friends you meet along the way, and you know, and the laughs, you know, the sense of humour.
And also the essence of the Kiwis is to share.
Yeah, no, it is.
Share all what they have.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yes, and
there's a gentleness as well.
Yes, well, it was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Karla.
Yes.
Where are the glasses? My glasses. Fucking hell, man.
Karla, just say your name and outlet release.
Yes.
So you are a mountain climber.
Yes.
You're not like with Mountain Climber magazine.
No.
You're just a mountain climber from Mexico.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes, I've been the first Latin American to climb Mount Everest for the north side.
Did you climb the north side?
Yes.
You summited the north side?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's amazing. Seriously.
But I was on the south side,
That's
just
amazing.
where Beck stays.
Yeah.
We didn't bring enough rope, so I have to wait there. So
How long did you wait there for?
Well, no, not so long, because we
Couple of hours?
No, we just have to turn back as soon as possible.
Right, but you were there for maybe half an hour or something. And
Yes,
then went back.
yes, we reached.
And what, your ropes stopped, so they didn't put up ropes before?
There wasn't rope.
So just like what happened to them, same
Yes,
thing?
Exactly.
Wow, what year?
1998.
Oh, so not...
2 years after.
Wow.
They climbed, yes.
Who guided you?
I was with a military British expedition.
Really?
There was only guys.
Only
militaries
guys and you?
Me. Yeah. So, but
Amazing. It's amazing.
But your character is a very interesting one because.
I'm blown away right now, by the way. But go ahead.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Sorry. Well, I'm very interested in your character because it is very difficult when you lost part of your body. And as Beckweather situation, he lost not only their hands, the nose, I think some toes also.
Yeah. All of them.
Yes. Me too. And the left side.
On the left?
Yes.
All of them?
No, only 3. But what is your
Only 3. Who needed them? Right?
But what was your experience to play his role as a doctor who can arrange many things and cure many people, but be in that situation? How you felt?
It's different talking to you. It's weird. It's emotional. I find it was very personal to me, playing somebody like Beck, because, I joke about it and I do all this stuff, but when it comes to being on the mountain, it's so serious, it's so lonely. And I understood that with him when I was talking with him. I kept asking the same question because he was so used to telling the story, which I'm sure you go, oh, it was this and this was this on the north side, and then we had to turn back on the south side, and now you've told the story enough where it's like you're not even thinking about it. It's not an emotional reaction anymore. But I wanted him to get back to that place where it was at least a little more visceral. And the fear that he felt of knowing that, oh, I'm not going to make it back. Like, this is it for me, And I wanted just a little bit of that, to be able to, if I could just, and then I tried to put myself, he was the one who inspired me to go. He didn't tell me to do it, but when I saw it, I went, I need to feel a massive amount of fear, just to know it. And I have a fear of heights. I have a fairly, not really heights like that, but, so I went and did Via Ferratas in Switzerland, and there's the Muren Via Ferrata, and we did it, and it was maybe 2,500 feet down, or 3,000 feet down. But once we got through it, about maybe 2.5 miles, 2.25 miles, I remember I was done with it. I mean, I had it. I wanted to go home. I had it. And I started to get really irritated. There was nobody around. It was getting dark. And I knew there was no way, once I got to the end of the theater, that there was just going to be the sign that says the end. I knew there was going to be some grand finale that I so didn't want to be there. I was like praying, please, no more. And I turned the corner, and there was about a foot wide suspended bridge all the way, maybe 1,000 feet down, 300 feet across. And I've never felt fear like that in my life. It enabled me to get over the fear a little bit, but that was the moment for me. That was like, I understand at least that much of what it's going to be playing this guy. So that was the big shift for me.
It was amazing.
That was
and
a
I
big
would
shift.
like to congratulate because I've been 3 times in Everest, 98, 99, and yesterday.
And what?
And yesterday when I saw this film,
Oh, and yesterday,
I really love it.
So
I
do you
really
felt like when you saw it, I mean,
Yeah.
you would know?
No, I mean, it's the scenes are, you feel there, and you were not only acting, and I would like to say that because I thought that you really were doing as a mountaineering. So
Wonderful.
with this that you already told
Thank
me,
you so
I know
much.
that
Thank you.
it was very moved for me.
What a pleasure.
And it's an honor.
Okay. What a pleasure
you
to
very
meet
much.
you. Truly. So, nice to meet you.
Are you really?
Yes,
Oh, well,
I've been
then-
before you, but I was.
Oh, see, we just fake.
No, it is true.
We should stand for the interview.
Totally.
We should not really be allowed to
Yes.
sit.
But please be patient.
How high
with
have you
my-
been?
How high?
How-
The top.
To Everest?
Yes.
Wow, you're so into it.
But you need to. I'm gonna interview you guys.
Wow, no way,
and
man.
it's my first time, so.
She's like, so, sissies.
who made it to 16.
Yeah, you made it to 16.
Yeah.
And how you felt.
Carla,
Yes.
would you do the ID for us?
Yes,
And then
okay.
the other thing, I need you just to lean back in the chair as much as you can, because we have a shot going on here.
Ah. Be comfortable.
And then just to do this, okay. Well, my name is Karla Wheelock, and I'm a mountain climber from Mexico.
There you go.
She summited Everest.
Well, yes, in 1999, I was in Everest. I was in Everest also in 1998, and yesterday, when I see the movie. I was very amazed, and I would like to ask you, well, first to Michael, how did you prepare, and how high you been in mountains?
The prep for me was essentially learning as much as I could about John Krakauer to play him, and as much as I could about that year and what happened. And the highest that we were was roughly 16,000, 16,500. The Memorial Chortens, the Memorial Chortens on your way to base camp there, that's where we were. That was the highest we got. We were only in Nepal for how many days?
Oh, we were there for just less than 2 weeks.
Just shy of 2 weeks. So we were, on a shooting schedule, and we weren't able to properly acclimatize. So that last jump was a helicopter jump, shot for 4 hours, and we were, at least I was pretty winded, because we didn't properly acclimatize.
And what do you think about our style of life? I mean, as a mountaineer, and I would like to know, did you enjoy it, or did you?
I loved it. I think you're insane, but no, I'm kidding.
We are a little just like you.
No, I have the utmost respect.
I'm sorry, like that kind of?
Okay.
Because
I'm just doing
unfortunately,
the chair.
the idea is the shot is right here.
I'm
We don't
sorry,
want
I'm
to
sorry,
get
I'm
to-
sorry.
No, that's fine. Sorry.
We're still learning.
Yeah,
No, I was kidding. I don't think you're crazy. I think it takes a certain thing to do it that I don't have in me. Mostly because I think I have a wife and 2 children, and I just feel like it's such a risky endeavor to do. But I get it, because when I climbed, even the little things that I did climb while we were filming, every time I got to the top of something, I would look at the next thing and be like, I want to go there. So I understand the mentality. Would I take myself to that risk? I don't think so, though.
And did you think that the role of John Krakauer during the expedition put some pressures on the leaders?
I mean, that's, we'll never know, right? I mean, it does beg the question because he was there to write about the commercialization of the early expedition days there. So we'll never know the answer. I think first and foremost that Rob Hall and Scott Fisher cared about getting their clients to the top and back down safely. I don't doubt that for 1 second. That being said, having a journalist there to write about that in the leading magazine that talks about these things, it begs the question, but I could never, I don't feel comfortable saying that, yes, he did put the pressure on them.
So you went to Lukla, Namche Bazar, and then how high you get to Gorakshep or to Tengboche?
We were above Gorakshep.
Above Tengboche, right?
Yeah, above Tengboche.
Uh-huh.
And did you feel the high altitude sickness?
Oh, yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
was-
say
He didn't.
everyone. I did okay, but
he did nothing. He had no problems with the altitude, none.
Yeah, it's just luck, I think. But certainly a couple crew members that day went down and needed oxygen and things.
that.
We just didn't have the time, as Michael said, to properly acclimatize. So even though we were with several people who'd summited Everest a number of times, I think they were nervous too about us. But also I would imagine that just because you've been to Everest last year doesn't mean you get to just fly up to base camp and start hiking. You got to begin the process all over again.
Exactly.
And so
you learned.
we did our best.
You learn.
Yes, we're learning.
I'm glad. Well, I really want to talk about your role because I respect very much Doug because he was a very humble guy, and that's the way that you need to approach to the mountains. But also, did you know somebody about their family that Doug?
Yeah, I wasn't able to speak to the family. I'm not certain how they feel about the story being told again. I'm nervous about my part in that in their lives, but just from what I've heard about Doug Hansen, he was a really good climber. He was a great team member. He was a lot of fun to be around, and he nearly summited the year before and turned back for weather, and I think this was his last chance, and he knew that. And I don't know exactly what happened, no one knows, but hopefully we've been able to bring some truth to his life and to the other climbers.
And I think your role was excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
And because it's very touchy and very real, and that's the way the climbers are.
Oh, thank you. I mean, for someone who's been there,
I really love it.
That's really kind
and
of you to say.
You did a very good job as a journalist. Because I hate that on mountains. No, you did great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Really an honor to meet you.
But Everest is the most dangerous place on Earth.
How's the weather?
It's good.
I wish I was with you.
We'll all go climbing together next time, the three of us.
Good morning, people!
Human beings simply aren't built to function at the cruising altitude of a 747.
Our bodies will be literally dying.
A few more days, the rest of your life you'll be a guy that got to the top of Everest.
Pick up, mate. We got cloud coming up through the valley. It's a lot of it.
Oh no. We got people stranded up there and storm is getting worse.
We got a problem. We're out of gas, Doug.
Just go.
No, I'm not leaving you behind. Come on.